I've met a lot of new players in Airsoft who get introduced to the hobby through sniping videos here on YouTube. They're fast-paced, they're exciting, and you may be thinking, well, I should buy an Airsoft sniper rifle of my own. But I don't think that these videos give the most accurate representation of what sniping in our hobby is actually like. So in today's video, I want to give you just a few reasons why I wouldn't buy an Airsoft sniper rifle as my first Airsoft gun. I'll also be giving you my own personal recommendations for what I'd buy instead. Now let's get right into it in today's video. What's up, Airsofters? My name is Lane and welcome back to the BB Warrior. We're here to help you have a better time both on and off the airsoft field through our educational content. If you enjoy the videos that we make here, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below. While you're at it, hit the bell icon next to it to get updates when we make brand new videos and post them here on the channel. So the first reason why I think that you shouldn't buy an Airsoft sniper rifle is the fact that good ones aren't cheap, and there are definitely a lot of cheap sniper rifles out there. For a lot of new players, that price point of $80 to $100 might be, really appealing. It's cheaper than buying most AEGs, and ideally, a sniper rifle should be more accurate and more powerful, right? Well, not really. The cheap ones just flat out aren't good. They're a great base for upgrading, but that's going to involve several $100s worth of parts that if you're brand new in Airsoft, you probably don't know how to install. You probably don't have that expertise, and you're going to be left with a pile of parts on your workbench that you're not going to be happy with. And I know some people are going to say, well, Lane, there's pre-upgraded sniper rifles out there for a couple $100s. What about those? Those are the ones that the people making these videos are advertising that they're using. They must be good, right? And while I think that they're definitely a step up, I mean, they better be for an extra $200, some of them are good, but they're not great. Even out of the box, these $300 sniper rifles, you're not going to be getting that experience that you're seeing in the videos. Even at $300, you're competing with really nice AEGs at that price. First off, you're limited to one shot per pull of the trigger. You don't get semi-auto, you don't get full auto, but at the same time, they're not going to be as great and as precise as you think. Using these myself, getting my hands on them, you're still going to want to put in a nicer barrel. You might be good on your hop up and bucking, but you're still going to need to replace certain parts to make it as accurate as you see in these videos. I mentioned it a little bit a second ago, but with a sniper rifle, my second point is that they limit the ways that you can play Airsoft, and that can be a huge issue depending on the fields that you want to go to. Now, most places have a minimum engagement distance of over 100 feet for sniper rifles, and that creates some issues. Say you ever wanted to play indoors. Like for me, I live in a part of the country where it snows 6 months out of the year. So half the year I'm inside. They just flat out ban sniper rifles there because of their velocity. So that's 6 months out of the year that you can't play, or depending on the field that you go to, maybe the town is very fun, maybe it's close quarters, and you're just not going to be able to take advantage of that because of your minimum engagement distance. Most fields are going to be built around people with AEGs because that's most of their customer base. They're not exactly going to be built around sniper rifle users, and with this type of gun, it's going to limit your play style. I also mentioned it earlier, again, you're limited to one shot per pull of the trigger, and you got to work the bolt at the same time. Compared to an AEG, you're going to have much less firepower, and it's just not the same, and it really limits your options that you have while playing. Now, I want to talk about these videos again because I think that there's something that's important to highlight. You're not going to be as good as those videos for a couple of reasons. First off, they're highly edited to make it look way more interesting than airsoft sniping actually is. It's actually a very slow and methodical type thing, and these videos are fast-paced and action-packed. Well, where does that difference come from? Slow and methodical videos are boring, and nobody's going to watch them. That's why people edit them to seem more high stakes, more like faster, whatever it may be, because at the end of the day, they're trying to create something that's going to entertain you, not going to get you to click off, because this is, how they make their money. So airsoft sniping is not like that in real life, unfortunately. It's kind of slow, it's methodical, and while this can be fun every once in a while, like I mentioned in the last point, you're going to want to switch things up, or you're not going to get as many kills as you think you are, and you might get kind of bored of airsoft before you really get to experience it fully. So that's one of those things to take into consideration, is that you're not going to be as good as those videos, and the experience isn't going to be like that video anyways. Now, my fourth point for this video is something else to take into consideration if an airsoft sniper rifle is your first airsoft gun. You're going to need a backup. You're going to need some sort of pistol or a very small SMG, because some fields just flat out require you to have a secondary, or there's going to be situations where, if people get within your minimum engagement distance, if you have a 100-foot minimum and somebody's 75 feet away from you, congratulations, you can't shoot them. Because of that, it's going to lead to a lot of very frustrating situations where you're going to need a pistol or something that works within that minimum engagement distance. So that's another airsoft gun that you're buying that's more magazines, and that's easily going to run you upwards of $125 to $175, $200 plus, depending on the platform. So it's not the most economical when you think about the other things that you're going to have to buy. All that being said, what would I recommend instead of a sniper rifle for your first airsoft gun? Well, I would recommend an AEG. The reason why I recommend this is they are the most common, it gives you the most firepower, and if you still want to try to play at a longer range, you can definitely do that. Go out and buy an M4 or something like that, throw a scope on it, and call it a day. You really don't need more than 3 or 4 times magnification for airsoft, whether you're using a sniper rifle or an AEG, and the possibilities for an AEG are so much greater than those that you'd get with a sniper rifle. So if you're looking on a more budget-friendly option, say, $125 up to $250, I'd recommend looking at the offerings from either G&G or Cyma. If you're looking to spend $300 plus, there's great offerings from Crytek or the VFC Avalon series. There's a lot of other brands out there in airsoft. These are just the 4 that I recommend the most. But I think that getting an AEG is going to lead to a much more fun time in airsoft for you, because it can be fun, yeah, to do the long range gameplay, and as somebody that does use a sniper occasionally, don't get me wrong, it can be fun. But I find it fun because it's a change of pace from playing with my AEGs, from playing with my gas blowbacks, my HPA airsoft guns. It's not something that I'd necessarily want to do every single time I play, and all my friends that do own highly upgraded sniper rifles feel the same way. It's fun every once in a while, after lunch, after you just ate a bunch of pizza and soda and you don't want to run around in the hot summer, it can be nice to stay back and try to pick people off, but it's not nearly as enjoyable all the time as you may think from watching some YouTube videos. So overall, guys, those are my personal thoughts. I think that getting an AEG as your first airsoft gun is going to be the best option because they are the most reliable. You can use them at every field that you go to, and I think that they're the most fun overall. Now, if you're an experienced player, what do you think? Is this a hot take? Do you think that I'm being stupid? Or do you agree with me? Make sure to let me know down in the comments below. And again, if you're a new player or you're an experienced player and you're looking to learn more about airsoft, I'd love it if you joined our community by hitting that subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon next to it. So you might be asking what to watch next. Well, I don't know. Let's put it up to YouTube. Click right up here for a random video, or you could click right here for the latest video that we posted. But thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you all next time.